Right. As you are coming on, let me know where you are coming from. So I can see that people are coming on. I don't, however, have names. And it's really interesting. So Restream sometimes lets me know what the questions and comments are. Sometimes I have to go back and look at them afterwards. But love having conversation with you guys. Keep the questions coming. Um, I will answer them live if I can. If not, I will get back to them later today for sure. Okay. So I wanted to follow up on the conversation from last week that we had. And I wanted to do it earlier, but our household is sick and we don't have COVID. We all got tested, but we just have a cold and congested. And so we have, my husband and I are both home. Our 4-year-old is home from school. He was only at school for a week. And that's definitely where we got it was, that's just what happens with us. Our kid goes to school and then we all get sick like the first week of school. Um, but trying to take it easy. We do have a newborn at home, so we're trying to keep him away. He's not sick, so I'm really thankful for that. Fingers crossed. All right, so yeah, let's follow up on the conversation from last week. If you haven't checked out the other videos yet, go ahead and do them. They're really great. We've been talking really high level about what's going on in the marketplace, what you can do, what that means for your marketing, what that means for your strategy, and your business as a whole. Um, there's also a video too that I put up. The first one that just talks about me and why I truly believe that SEO is kind of like a non-negotiable. My personal story behind that and all of that. But I'll link to that. That's a whole other conversation. But really, it's a deep dive into the last video that we did. So going into what's going on in the marketplace right now with marketing. So we have increased ad costs. You guys, it's insane. So we just got alerted today that the costs of ads are up 50% than they were last year. And if you remember, last year was crazy. So we had around this time we started getting like back to school stuff, and then it went into the holidays, and then we got into the election. So advertising was at an all-time high. Now it's even more at an all-time high. So a lot of businesses, especially small businesses, it's becoming harder to play in that space. And it's really not feasible for a lot of businesses, which is truly heartbreaking, because that's I think, Facebook was built for the small businesses. It's such a great place to be. However, with these ad cost increase, it's like a lot of my clients are coming back to me and really struggling. So we will do a whole other live on that. But really, what else can you do besides these increased ad costs, social media becoming a pay to play space, and major distrust with ads these days. There was a poll, a Nielsen poll, and I think it said like 18% of people like actually trusted ads, and 90% of people just like didn't even look at ads. They just ignored them completely. So what does that mean? Like, what does this mean for the pivot? And what is your best campaign going to be? It's going to be to create really unique and quality content. And that could look totally different for every business. It all depends on who you're trying to target to, your company, the competition, all of that. So let's break that down. But basically, with all this coming in play, it's really important to focus on search. So that could be anywhere where and if I were you guys, and this is what we're doing, is we're focusing on the areas where quality content actually stays up. So your blog posts, that is content that you can create, and if it's evergreen, it can stay up forever and get found forever. Same with YouTube. Pinterest, not so much, a little bit kind of, but really YouTube and your blog slash your website are really, really incredible for housing your content. Even if it's not, the first place that you want to market at, I would highly recommend at least, trying to repurpose some content for it. Yes, especially because SEO for anything is really just it's overthought and nobody ever thinks about it until like they've done everything else, and whether it's either succeeded or failed. But a lot of our clients come to us and it's they've done everything and they don't want to throw any more money at ads, or they really can't. Like they've kind of just like outdid themselves there, which is great, and they're finding great success, but they want to really fuel the fire. So three tactics that I believe that we need to focus on as business owners and marketers. So focus on showing up for the people who need you now. Again, that's going to be YouTube. That is going to be SEO for on your website. That is going to be Pinterest. So while Pinterest doesn't stay around as long, it really does focus on the people who are searching for what you have to offer right now. What happens when you go to Pinterest? You can scroll, but you also you search in the bar. Same with YouTube. It's the same thing. For your website and for content in your blogs, it's really hitting people in real time. Like they are searching for answers to their questions and they want answers immediately. And it is crazy, but whether you're brick and mortar, whether you're online, people who find you from Google and they end up, knowing, liking, and trusting you, they will purchase from you within 48 hours. So it's really incredible. It's, the one area where you can go and you can hit a cold audience without paying for ads. But this cold audience is actually looking to buy what you have to offer right now. And when people trust Google and you're up at the top of Google, they're going to trust you. And that's, it's like a magical magical marriage. There's not any other place you can go and just market to a cold audience and then just have them be like, okay, like, yeah, let's do this right away. It's because they're not typically searching for what you have to offer at that point. Facebook ads, they focus on the lifestyle, what your interests are, not exactly what you need to purchase, that day. So really focus on the people who need you now. That's going to be your low-hanging fruit. Hi, Kendra. I hope your move to Costa Rica was going so well. I'm so glad you're here. Okay, so number 2, always provide value. So keep consumers engaged and coming back. You can't just throw content out there anymore. It has to be in depth. Like you can't just scratch the surface. You can't just be like, here are like the top 3, the top 3, maybe it's like tips for your Facebook ads, and have them just be the same tips that everyone always does. And there's a big fear out there along with a bunch of marketers. And it's that they have been told not to give it all up. They've been told to give the what, but not the how. And I don't agree with that at all. And we've tested it, and my clients have tested it, and it has been incredible. Go deep, tell them the process, especially the people, if you're going after really high level entrepreneurs, high level C-suite people, because at that point in time, they want to know the how, they want to trust you, and they want to see the inner workings, and they don't have the time. Like, it doesn't matter. Like you can give away every single thing and they're not going to want to do it because their time is more important. So never be afraid to actually dive in and give more. And this is great to do competitive research and see what they're doing and do better than them. That's like a pretty tried and true old SEO tactic that just, go do your competitive research, see what they wrote on their blog post, and do better. I'm redoing my entire website, want to rebrand, and because your SEO course, thank you. Now that I'll be looking at the back end. That's amazing. I'm so excited. You have to keep me posted on how it goes. Yeah, the SEO course is amazing. It's I'm slowly updating it as well. People get scared of SEO because like the algorithm is always changing and you have to keep up with it. But really, yes, it changes all the time, but the foundation is the same. And the foundation is actually what we're talking about now, which is making sure that, for SEO, you have to make sure that your website is, filled out, all the forms are ready to go, the back end, and just really organized. But it is really creating like this brand that people love. And how do you create a brand that people love? Is like you can show up and engage with them on social media. Again, create content that they want to read and that they can always come back to. Okay. So always provide value. Yeah. And consumers just want authenticity. So with people and what we talked about with distrust, I mean, go deep and don't be afraid to give it all away. I promise you, we have seen incredible results with our clients. The last point I want to talk about is being omnipresent. So, with more competition out there than ever before, um, this is an ultra connected world, and you need to tell your message in a unique and engaging way. But you also kind of you do need to show up in many spaces, or else you will get lost. It does not have to be crazy hard, and I know that people are like like focus on one social media and then grow. Uh, yes, totally agree. Get onto the medium that you love the best, that you think your audience is at. But if it's that easy, like why not just repurpose and put a video on TikTok if your audience is there? Put that video on Pinterest now. Pinterest has videos on your blog. Take your video and get it transcribed. We actually have a huge flow with this. And again, I'll make another video about our flow. It's actually pretty cool and it makes it so easy. But first, personally for us, I just make a video, I download it, and then my team will create blog posts out of it, social posts, and then we'll create a YouTube video. So really easy, especially if you have a team as well. VAs, you can find VAs that can do this really quickly and pretty inexpensively as well, if this is something that you really want to focus on, which I highly recommend. Okay, what else? So be omnipresent. Yeah, repurpose your content, and you don't need to kill yourself over it. Just kind of sit down and figure out where you want to show up and what mediums your audiences are at, and where you can cross pollinate. So for me, I'm going to take this video. Right now, I'm on Restream, so I'm going live on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So that's like 4 places where I'm just showing up immediately. Then I'm going to write an email about this. I'm going to write a blog post about this so you can see how it goes on. And actually, I should mention that this is based upon a Forbes article that I wrote. So you can see how it all goes and ties together. And let's worry about it because it really works. All right. So overall, content is really key, and value-based marketing. That's what it's all about, is having value-based marketing. Show up, give it your all, go deep, and don't be afraid. You do not need to hold back. So, you guys, if you have any questions, let me know. If you want me to go deeper into some of this, I'm more than happy to. I've been loving these lives, and I've been getting really great questions from you guys, and just love showing up. And thank you for being here today and dealing with my sick congestion. And I'm actually surprised a kid hasn't, screamed or run in yet. So, exciting day for all. All right. We do have a really cool case study out, and it's about how we got our client from 140K months to over 800K months. Oh, thanks. I'm so glad you love the case study. So it's a case study. It's your typical case study. We tell you the results, but I also try to get like really into the details. I went live, and for them, it was like a whole marketing overhaul, but I try to get into the details of exactly what we did and exactly where they were missing out on money and where they're leaking money. And I feel like any business owner can kind of like at least take some sort of lesson from it and turn it around, whether they are service-based, product-based, large, small startups. So it's a really good case study. I'm working on another lead magnet too, so I'm really excited about. All right. Thank you all for being here. So excited to see you, and I will chat with you soon. Have a great day.